And welcome back, guys. This is round number 2 for recording. We had the file corrupt, but we're here to bring you some esports news today. I'm joined with Josh, and we got the special guest, Skyblaze. Skyblaze, how you doing?
I am doing right-o dandy. I'm flying high.
You're flying high.
You're flying high.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're flying
He
high.
couldn't fly high without our partners, isn't that right,
Oh,
Josh?
our
We wanna-
partners, Coca-Cola, Monster Energy, Fake Gamer, Concord
Red
Games,
Six
Red Six Sports. I had
Shout
a
out-
blank.
Shout out to you guys. You guys are the reason we can do what we do. Shout out to Southern Mississippi for all you do for us.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Loving the energy here. We did just have a file corrupt, so we're re-recording this episode so we can bring you guys this awesome esports content.
The fire
And Josh, I
esports
didn't
news
ask
really.
you, how are you doing today?
I am doing just fine. I just had some fresh food from the Fresh Food Company, by the way.
Love fresh.
Loved Fresh.
Yep.
Love those guys.
Yeah, I also do love how well Southern Miss is doing in the postseason.
Let
right
me
now.
tell you,
Yeah.
postseason has started for you, and that red dot is back once again.
And there it is.
There's the red dot.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where the red. Oh, it's on Sam this time. We've done changed up now.
Do I make the same joke?
No.
Okay.
I don't think the joke is.
I think we can't repeat.
We can't repeat jokes now.
Yeah.
I have to be original for once.
That's so hard, actually.
Well, postseason has started for Eagle Esports, starting with our Valiant team had a game
That would be Monday.
Monday.
That would be Monday.
I had a glitch in the matrix right now.
Yep.
Against ERAU Blue, a 2-0
Correct.
victory, 13-4 both maps.
Dub.
Looking forward to their next matchup against Sanford, which will be next Monday.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to a very, very great playoff run from these guys.
Yeah, I'm expecting a finals appearance.
I'm expecting the
Yep.
finals appearance too. I'm also, hopefully, we bring home another one of
Yep.
these big old boys.
Yeah, another one for the Valorant. That would be great for them. New team finding a dub. I'll be with you guys the whole time. If you're tuning into those Valorant streams, I'll be casting those nights. So
I mean,
I'll be there till the
what a
end.
gullet caster, some might say. Sorry, gullet caster. Moving on.
Skyblaze, any comments about the Valorant team?
Omen smoke.
Oh, it's
Thank you, Skyblaze.
Thank you,
Yep.
Skyblaze. Thank you, Skyblaze. Moving on to League of Legends, having a bye week as they secured the #1 seed
Wow.
in NECC. They get
My
a
gamers.
extra week to just relax, prepare for playoffs as they wait for their opponents. I do not know who their opponents
Yep.
will be, but
We'll
stay
figure it
up to date on our Twitter page
Yep. But
to know what's going on.
they have a bye round due to the fact being first seed. So
I mean,
action coming next week.
First seed. Skyblaze, any comment on League of Legends?
Something about the rift.
Thank you, Skyblaze.
I love
Thank
that. Moving on, we have Rocket League securing 5th seed in NECC. See, their first match will be against UAH Yellow on Friday. Oh,
Oh,
man.
sorry. What happened?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Man.
that was crazy.
Securing 5th seed in their
Sorry.
division.
For
And
audio
looking
listeners, I know you guys can't see that, but I just fell asleep and fell out of the chair.
Skyblaze ain't coming on Rocket League.
Car soccer.
Car Soccer.
Thank you, Car Soccer. Tune in on Friday to catch Rocket League Car Soccer FIFA of 2065 coming in
2060.
clutch in the start of their playoff bracket.
But now,
FIFA edge runners.
FIFA Edge
Edge
Runners.
Runners.
My favorite sports game.
But now moving on to the game and our special guest here, we have
We have the
Overwatch.
Blaze.
We have Overwatch. Ladies and gentlemen, Overwatch also securing 1st seed in their division. And with here today, we have Skyblaze, the support IGL for the Overwatch
Yep.
team. And let me tell you, how does it feel getting 1st place? How does it feel securing that #1 seed going into postseason? How are we feeling?
Feels good. Feeling confident.
Feeling
Feel
confident?
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
feeling confident in your answers?
Oh, I'm feeling very confident.
Okay.
It's gonna seem like I've answered all of these before.
It's almost like
Well, Sean, so we didn't have this last time, but tell us stream about yourself, in your own words.
Okay, my own words. Let's see. I am 22. I'm from Olive Branch. I am a marine biology senior. I like
Marine
fish.
bio-
I want to study,
I
I wanna
like
study fish in the future.
Not salmon, though.
What?
Not salmon.
Not salmon, actually, because it's kind of like everyone likes salmon, so that's where all the research money goes into instead of, the actually kind of
Cool.
cooler fish.
And the funny thing to me is that in the fresh, you told me that you are allergic to shellfish.
I am allergic
And
to
you
shellfish.
are a marine
Actually,
biology
so
major.
I wanted to be a marine biologist since I was 8 years old. And when I was about 13 or 14, I actually developed a life-threatening allergy to shellfish. And that includes a lot of sea life. Being a marine biologist and being allergic to like half the stuff in there is a little worrisome. When you're
Yeah.
A little.
but we make it work.
It's like if me and Josh were allergic to electricity.
Hey, you have.
I think I would.
You know what? You have to risk life and limb for the things that you love, and you know what?
Yeah. Much like your
willing.
risky playstyle on the support.
Yeah. If you've ever seen me around Ilios, you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
You do definitely got risk for the biscuit.
Now, let me ask you: are you a biscuit or a gravy enjoyer?
I'm a biscuit enjoyer.
I love me some
I'm
biscuits.
not a big gravy person, actually.
Not a big gravy
So,
person.
so if given the opportunity between mashed potatoes and gravy, you're not gonna put gravy on your mashed potatoes?
I take my. I don't like dry mashed potatoes, but I take my mashed potatoes.
You're more of a moist mashed potatoes fan.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I'm going for
More of
somewhere
a-
like 80% on the moist meter, but not like the overflowing with the gravy. you
Okay,
know?
so
I understand.
okay, so you're more of like a condensation kind of player.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah,
Understand.
makes sense.
So talking about Overwatch now. So y'all got that first seed. Y'all are gonna be in action Thursday
Yep.
against
that's true.
Fisher JV. And last time y'all played Fisher, I mean, Sam was also not here for that match too.
Yeah.
But y'all still managed to find a way.
Of course.
A very
Even without our fearless leader, we managed to find a way.
Y'all found the way. So tell me, how does it feel? Getting to play, Fisher again. What are you looking at going to this matchup? Do you think they're going to be prepared more this time than they were the first time they
I
played
have
y'all?
an answer, and it's one word. And if you don't recognize this, you need to follow JuiceBoxHero_OW on the Twitter, and it's just curious.
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 But yeah, Sean, answer. How are we feeling about?
How are we feeling?
Fisher?
Feeling pretty confident. I mean, last time we played, we did drop one map and we drew the second. This might be copium, but I would like to attribute that to the fact that none of us had played Overwatch in the last 2 days, so none of us warmed up.
No
when we played
scrims, no
that
nothing?
first map.
No.
Wow.
Once we got
our off
warmed
base
up, we got
websites.
our last 3 maps. They all felt pretty one-sided from my POV.
Yep.
So unless they really have done something exceptional in the last few weeks, I expect that I don't think it's going to be an easy game per se, because I'm sure they're going to be more motivated this time.
Yeah, but motivation only gets you
But-
so far.
We have not been slacking either. We are motivated. We're scrimming.
Yep.
We are practicing very hard.
I think the trajectory of the season has been very much ever upward, to use
Yeah.
the NYXL's slogan. But
I think we've only had one really major hiccup since week 3. We had a rough start to the season, and ever since that rough start, we started
Yeah.
going up, and we haven't stopped going up.
yeah, so both of our losses.
Some might say y'all are flying high.
Yeah, so
We are flying so high.
we have 2 losses, and both of them were in week 2 and week 3, and that was, I guess we can behind the scenes them now. It's been like 5 months, or 5 weeks rather.
Yeah.
I mean, we just didn't have scrims that early, just because of like how the schedule was working, and so we were kind of just coming in dry a lot of the time into those matches.
And it was big because our practices were playing ranked. If you know everything about Overwatch and playing on like a team environment, ranked is
bad.
useless.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a big thing with that is also we knew we didn't have scrims. We knew we were going in underprepared every game. So every game, that we had already kind of lost the mental battle because
Yeah.
going in, not being able to have scrims is ignoring the fact that it's setting you up for failure. It also makes you feel not very confident because you don't know how you're going to do in a team environment until you're playing officials.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once we started getting our scrim time in and we started really ironing out some of our mistakes, some of our macro knowledge, I started learning how to IGL a bit better. This is my first semester on that role.
Yeah.
We've just been going up. We've been going up, and we haven't stopped.
Yeah, I mean, both of our losses were to teams that are currently like middle of the packish, and so the other teams that were very dominant in this regular season are teams that we've 3-0'd. So I think that's just pointing to maybe it was more of a us game kind of in the beginning, not taking away from the wins that those teams found over us, but
Yeah,
it
they
was
did,
definitely
they did deserve those wins.
we definitely were not playing to our full potential, but now in postseason we're here to prove that we are the best team.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we have what it takes. This is my last semester. I know it's Sam's last semester. We're looking to take home a championship.
Yep. Add to the
We,
trophy.
we're
Big
confident. We know we're skilled enough to do it. We just got to execute. We just got to play our game plan. So.
Yeah. And so, this question's already been asked, so I already know your answer. But we gotta ask it again. And this was one Josh asked, and it's about myself.
Yeah.
So how is Sam as a coach?
Okay. Sam as a coach. So Sam is of course.
I'm Sam.
Yeah.
He is the
He is
Samuel
Sam.
Stacker.
This is the
For those who
Sam.
haven't seen him already,
This
for
is the Stacklernator.
the Stacklinator, I like that.
Okay.
I love that name. I'm
The
actually the
Stacklinator.
Stacklinator.
Of course, Sam has knows Overwatch better than anyone else. I think in the program here. I think he is like a wellspring of game knowledge. He also has experience on.
I love that, a
playing
wellspring.
IGL. So he's been able to kind of mentor me on like the IGL role and teaching me how like I'm supposed to be calming and how I'm supposed to lead the team.
Yep.
But then also his style of coaching is very like he kind of understands what motivates his players. He understands like where we're coming from. So you're able to like. Know when to push us really hard and know when to also back off so we don't like get burnt
Tilt.
out or boom or tilt.
Yeah.
And that's actually I think that's really important because I think there's
There's a fine line.
there's a fine line between that and that's a soft skill that I feel like a lot of coaches miss out on.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important is knowing your players' limits, knowing how far to push them, and also knowing whose buttons you can like push to make them do better.
Yeah.
I think that's something not just like. I mean, I've obviously thought about this, especially given like our position in Eagle Esports. Being a relatively new organization, and most of our players are doing this. Actually, all of the Overwatch team is doing this for fun. At the end of the day, there's no, we're doing it because we love to compete. We have all these opportunities that the school has given us to compete, and we're really thankful for that. But at the end of the day, I need to make sure my players are having a good time. That doesn't mean it's an easy time. By any means,
sure.
but it means that we are working to win games and have fun in that competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, the competition has been fun.
I'm
one of those people. I'm in it for honor and glory. I love the
I'm honor and glory.
The competition itself is part of what makes it fun, but having the group of players that we have and having the coach we have just kind of it's an added benefit.
I think our team environment, I dare say, is the reason a lot of the Overwatch players have stayed around.
Probably.
I think, yeah.
Probably.
It's definitely our retention rate throughout the 3 years was very, very high. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, great stuff. I realized we should have probably asked you in this, before I asked this last question, of what is your role in the team? Like, what characters do you play?
Oh, yeah.
What's your, comm role, that kind of stuff?
So I'm the flex support player, so that sees me playing a lot of Kiriko usually. Recently, with the current meta, I've been playing a lot of Ana and Baptiste as well.
Bap. I love my Bap.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bap.
Goes so hard.
Bap goes
I've been
hard.
playing a lot of Baptiste recently. Lots of scrims row. I'm also the IGL, so what that looks like, my role in the team a lot of times is I do the ult tracking. I keep Nathan from blowing up.
Nathan from I like that.
Tank, playing
Both
tank
in game
is just,
and out.
playing tank is just getting blown up right now. And also I do a lot of the fight planning. So when I know they have an ult, I'll call for specific things. If I know they have an ult I want to force, I'll tell someone, go force that ult. If I know they're blading, I'll tell our Lucio,
Boop
once
the
you hear
blade.
this voice line, press Q, So it's just about ult planning, and then whenever we're mid fights or mid maps, and it feels like we're kind of getting disconnected, it's also kind of my job to make sure
Ring 'em back
we
in.
redirect, and if we're ever having times where it starts to feel like we're kind of half and half on what we want to do, we redirect and say we choose one or the other, and we go with that.
Yep.
We stick with that. So that's part of my role is just making sure that we are all we're all really pretty good players, but a lot of us can be fireballs. As long as we go in the same direction, we're chill.
Yep.
But,
I mean, that's a perfect summary of the Overwatch team. There's a lot of
There's a lot of.
yeah. It's not so much as ego per se. It's just I'd say it's confidence. It's just natural
confidence and tunnel vision. A little bit
Yeah.
of tunnel vision. Yeah.
I wouldn't say necessarily it's ego, thinking other people are worse. It's just being very confident in ourselves, which is not a
Yeah.
bad thing per se, but it does pose problems in team.
It's
play
always good
sometimes.
to
It does.
have a confident play style, but not have an ego play
Yeah.
style. If you're playing with confidence, means you feel good about going to the next big fight. You feel good about your play style. So I always say play with confidence, but don't play with an ego.
I think we do
Yeah.
strike a good balance between confidence and ego, because a lot of times, a big thing is we, for the most part, we don't ego each other. You'll see
Yeah.
egos come out sometimes mid-fight. People will be saying two different things, and they'll both be really stubborn about it because they know it's the right call, and
Yeah.
it probably both of them are the right call, but we have to choose one or the other. and you'll see stuff like that. But as soon as we start talking about it, as soon as we start like saying, "Hey, what's going on?" People, people on
Yeah.
our team, we don't ego each other when we're talking about what's going wrong or what
Yeah.
we need to fix. Everyone is, we're willing to still play as a team no matter what
Yeah.
happens, and that's really important for us.
I understand. And I definitely can say from like just an ego standpoint, like I said, it's always like I said, nice to have an ego because like I said, if you know you're definitely better than the team, I would definitely be like,
Yeah.
brother, like come on now. I know Starkey has definitely said in the past that
Yeah, Starkey.
they must not be the same team.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not the same team.
Starkey has definitely had his few calls of get these guys out of my server. I've heard that one a few times.
My favorite is their little brothers got on the PCs. that one I was remembering while
I
we
think
were.
my favorite Starkey utterance isn't any of the times he's trash talked. It's the times where he's just yelled very loudly.
Yeah, Starkey will, like, if you guys are listening to the Overwatch streams and you ever hear just over the cast just this, like, primal, like, urge and screech,
yeah.
that is Starkey.
The Overwatch
Oh, yeah.
team is loud. You hear us over the cast.
Definitely a loud people, definitely a loud individual and a loud team. I will say. I know I've had my fair share of being in the arena with y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are loud.
We're
Yeah.
electric.
And
Y'all
it's
are-
not,
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate, so I think we're rather loud individuals when we play the game.
Mm.
But Overwatch is also just a game that lends itself to being very loud also.
Mm.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so there's just a lot of question marks of, like, is it because Sam likes screaming a lot that our whole team is that? Or is it because Overwatch comms in that game are saying Winston 6,000 times?
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yes.
I will say, if we were to have a competition, like who's the loudest team in here? I know like Siege has a tendency to get loud, but it's only
definitely-
I think
hype.
it's
It's
like
just a hype. We get hype loud.
We get hype loud too, but we also
Y'all
get
also
loud.
naturally
Like our
loud. though.
neutral fights are loud. I mean, like you can hear me, like even before fights.
Focus
happening,
is on-
We're not
focus-
even in fights. You can hear me over the cast calling my plan. Like I'm just a loud person.
But that also just shows like how communicative you are, and I feel
Yeah.
like especially in IGL, whether you're loud or quiet, if you are consistently communicating to your team what we need to do, and you're constantly, helping even the small things, especially I think that's a big thing about IGLing is that if you can focus on the small things, instead of worry about the big picture. If you like micromanage, that's a really good thing to be
Yeah.
able to do.
And it's also a nice thing too, where it's like, if you give your team an objective,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to spend their time sitting there thinking, what should my plan be for this fight? How should I use my ult?
Yeah.
They can think, how much brain power can I put towards putting my crosshair on this guy's head and
Yeah.
putting mouse left click?
And movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you have DPS like we do, you want to let them do that as much as they can because
Yeah.
they will
Fry.
destroy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all do in the playoffs too, especially like I said, I've already had one of these. And I want to ask, like, knowing that the Overwatch team, with the success they have, like, how are you feeling, like, just mentally wise or just, about going into playoffs, honestly?
Yeah. Do you feel any pressure that we've won a previous title?
I don't feel any pressure of like the previous title. I came in this last semester was my first semester, and this is my last semester now. So I
Yeah.
kind of had a short stint in the program. Definitely not here as long as other people. And I kind of came in as like an outsider and got integrated, I feel like, into the team really quickly. And that felt really good. But I also feel like, for me, I don't think of the team as the team from 2021.
Yeah.
Like for me, this is just like this is my team.
Yeah.
And we are our own unique
Yeah, every year is
story
different,
as well.
yeah.
And for me, it's also is like I feel like a strong sense of responsibility of as being IGL of like this is my team to lead
Yeah.
to victory, which is like maybe a little bit of ego talking, but also it's I feel a strong amount of responsibility. I don't feel I don't have any burdens of past success. I'm just looking forward.
Yeah.
So I feel nervous because I'm worried that you're always worried that you're gonna choke or something like that when you're in a leadership position.
Yeah.
One thing you're worried about is that you'll lead your team to failure. So obviously I'm a little nervous that I won't do that, but I've also put in a lot of work into leadership, and our team as a whole has all put in a lot of work. Even through times where maybe we don't even want to play Overwatch, a lot of us have still grinded through.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot of results from it, and so we've already put in the hard work. The opportunities coming up, just gotta close it out. I feel
Yeah,
like.
keep on it.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all do, especially like say y'all first match against Fisher JV. And like I say, after the first time, a dub's a dub, but I feel like definitely y'all are more confident going to this next match. And I'm also, no offense, I'm also prepared for Fisher to see what they bring to the table, because I definitely think they definitely did their VOD review.
They definitely.
They went back to the drawing board, be like, okay, what can we do better going into this? And I just hope I just want to just go ahead and say, I feel like all the Washington got this. I feel like
I'm very excited also to see, because I mean the Fisher, I mean this is their JV team of course, and they have some very talented players that are in their varsity team that are playing in the top divisions. They're one of the top teams in the nation. So they definitely have the resources available to them to figure out, maybe get a download on us. I'm really excited to see what they do bring to the table. And maybe they'll have a better read on us. Maybe they'll have like a way to counter our strategy. But that just gives us a chance to show how much we've improved in the last few weeks as well.
And I'm looking forward to that.
So if they bring a challenge, that's just what the fun of the competition.
Yep.
So
I'm really excited. But I think another question I definitely want to ask, like so you already answered it, but we already know the answer. And I'm going to take Sam's question. Who's been your favorite player to work with, and who's been your favorite player to play with?
okay, I'm gonna speed through this a little fast. My favorite player to work with has been Sam, because we work together really close. So
Not a player, but yeah.
Yeah, to work with,
Member
he's
of
been
the
my
team.
coach, and so he's helped me a lot with being an IGL. He's also, he knows.
I've
enough.
called you a feeder sometimes.
He knows a lot about flex support as well, so he can actually give me some good feedback. It's nice having someone that is good at your role as well, because when they give you feedback, that it's actually like, I can't just ego him and say like
Rank.
L plus plat.
L plus plat. No, this is L plus.
Yeah.
I'm grandmaster.
Yeah, so I actually have someone that I can rely on to know, like, when he tells me something, it's probably coming from an actually good place, and I really need to look at my own gameplay again.
Yeah, just like when Starkey gives you feedback on the flex support, a GM3 player.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
Support,
I mean, when a support god like Starkey talks to you, you just have to listen. But,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Sam's definitely been my favorite to work with, and we've had our fair chats after some of our losing games. We've had our fair 3-hour Discord conversations at 1 in the morning.
figuring out how we
try and figure out what our direction looks like and stuff like that. So anytime something goes wrong with the team, the first person I always go to is Sam, and we always have like a plan as soon as something goes wrong.
That's how it should be.
Yep.
That's how it should be.
Coaching captain.
That's how coaching.
Yeah.
I think that's how coaching works.
It's
Like in
the
my chat.
captain-coach dynamic. So, and then for playing with, it's got to be Starkey.
Yep.
The guy is just too
Primal.
funny. He goes primal during our matches. When you play ranked with him in the dome, if you're like in the same room as Starkey, it's one of the funniest things ever to play Overwatch with
The
him.
Passion Bros. I call them the Passion Bros. Like
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen so much passion from two players.
He can be so
before.
quiet
It's
and
been-
quirky, and then like you get him in a server and he just blows up.
It's so crazy. So like last semester, right? Like Starkey was just like your
So
typical like
quiet.
freshman. Like he was just kind of
Yeah.
he was quiet. He was there. He was present, but he was just like
The only time I
keeping
ever
to
heard him
himself.
raise his voice was when he wasn't getting enough peel, and I just heard him go, "Police!"
yeah. That was
the only time I
that
ever
was the
heard it.
showing of what was to come this semester.
Yeah, what was
'Cause
to come?
He was quiet, but he wasn't like quiet in like a bad way necessarily. He's just more reserved,
Yeah, yeah.
But this semester, he's
Oh
really
my
come
God.
out of his shell.
Ugh.
Like Koopas. It's just-
Yeah.
Like he really has just been all over the place. I mean, not like in a bad way, just like gameplay wise, he's very strong player.
Yeah.
But even I would say for the team morale, he's been pretty
Yeah, I
integral
mean,
to keeping
Yeah.
lightheartedness, some whimsical
Lighthearted.
nature.
He also understands the game a lot. He's like integral to a lot of our comps.
Yep.
And I mean, like, also it's like keeping the hype up is like a really good thing. Also because like when I'm IGLing, like you're talking a lot, you're doing a lot of stuff, you're thinking a lot, and then I'm also playing flex support, which is one of the like
Mechanically.
it's one of the it's mechanically intensive, and it's also very like you have to think. It's a very game sense intensive. So my brain hurty when I
My
play.
brain hurty.
My brain hurty.
I would expect your brain to be hurty.
And sometimes when hype things happen, I don't have the mental energy to be hype and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
Let's go!"
Good job." Tyrannosaurus Starkey though has the energy to hype up the team and
Yeah, he does.
and just let out a primal roar. So it's
It is.
even him just as a hype man is like it's been insane.
His role in the team. I mean, it's been so cool. We talked about this on the deleted episode, as we'll refer to it.
The deleted episode.
The Twilight
You know-
episode.
Yeah, that's the Twilight episode of how much the team really has been flexible and filling like holes in the team that we've needed. And Starkey has really come into that in the comms as well, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about we had that unfortunate situation with you and Chris, right?
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago.
Rest in peace, Chris.
Yeah, rest in peace, soldier.
Still fighting the good fight against the Blizzard overlords.
Yes. Of where you guys both got banned, and we had to switch around some stuff, right? So Nelly had to come off the bench, come into that main support position, and kind of honestly a double flex kind of meta, right? We're playing Lucio and then playing Zen, so not really her comfort.
A hard
pick.
adjustment.
Yeah.
Really.
But then also Jacob had to fill your role on that flex support, and Jacob just walked right into that. So tell me what it was like as a starting player watching Jacob, watching Nelly come in off the bench and fill that role, and how you were able to. Not mentally destroy yourself.
Not mentally destroy yourself.
Of course, it was. I mean, the week that I got banned, it was complete and total mental boomage. It was like I've already really burnt out on school and like total senioritis and stuff like that. So it was kind of like the nail in the coffin. Still haven't fully mentally recovered from that. Still like really low energy. But going into it, the biggest thing, I was just like super worried about the team. Like I really do kind of feel like I play just like a lot of roles on the team.
Yeah.
And so I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to come back from it, especially since we were, we had one last game of the final season. We were set to be number 1 seed. We were on like the upward trajectory. It felt like this was just like terrible timing for it. It was.
It was.
And my role kind of shifted in that moment where it's like as soon as I got banned, it's like, okay, I have to be like a coach. I have to like fill in, step in, help supports, help them get up to par to what we need. And I was really worried going into it, and actually specifically for Jacob because, that is like flex support on our team is a particularly stressful role. And he actually did really well. Like he scrimmed for 2 weeks and did like exceeded my expectations. Jacob did he filled in perfectly.
I mean,
he
in and
did
out of
his
the game,
most,
right?
Yeah,
Like,
and he was, he wasn't, he didn't feel the same like comm structure, but then also that shout out to the whole team of like
Picking
the
that
core of Nathan, Starkey and Lane. They were able to fill in the things that I did. They started ult planning, Lane in particular, and Lane has actually kept doing this. Lane will actually help me ult track now, and like. I actually think that experience made our team stronger of our 3 core, the tank and the DPS, having to pick up these new things and start to calm a lot harder. And that's coming back into the team, getting unbanned and coming back in. Actually, it's been a lot easier for me to like get back into my role, get back into the swing of things because like Lane has been helping me with ult tracking. Nathan will help with like he'll say if he has a plan, if he has a rotate. He'll calm the rotate. He'll say, "Let's do this," and then it's like, "Oh, perfect! I don't even have to think about it. Like, that's a good rotate." And then Starkey will he'll help track ults as well, and he also has his own plans and stuff like that. So our team has gotten a lot more vocal over that. So it's kind of like, it kind of sucks to have that experience for the team, but I think we actually got stronger because of that.
I would agree. Yeah.
I would definitely.
And that, that flexibility of the team is really good to see.
I would definitely say that, especially that having that opportunity to just go from a player standpoint to actually taking a step back, even though it was an unfortunate way. I felt like it was also really good to actually take a step back and be like, okay, let's see if I'm noticing something that probably no one else knows. So you're probably getting you're looking at smaller things too, but also still looking at the big picture. So in some way, yes, like I said, it was very unfortunate that you got your account banned and that you couldn't be able to play. But on the other hand, you felt like there was a better improvement with the team because you actually got to take a step back and just look at everyone and be like, okay, let's see where I can find holes in our plans and our executions and see how we can fix those. So I feel like in another way, would you say it kind of helped the team in some way?
I think you could definitely make an argument for that, and I think also it kind of like those first few scrims I feel like were really rough. And it also for Starkey and Lane in particular, I think they saw really quickly that like where I left there was like a big hole because we had Jacob trying to adjust to a new role and he was just trying to like get up to speed on flex support, which is like it's a hard thing to do.
It's not as well.
And Starkey and Lane really saw the holes that I left behind in that comp or in the team and like started to fill it on the comm side and like that just expanded their skill list, and they were able to really flexibly fill the holes. And then when I was able to come back, we were just stronger as like a whole. Our comm structure feels pretty good right now, Yeah, I think we came out on the other end. Like right now, I think we're at the strongest we've been.
And something that I've always tried to make like apparent to the team is that everyone has a role to play on the team, even your sub players. For example, you guys meant like Jacob has a very specific, like before the whole support fiasco, he has a very specific role of being our widow specialist or being on those long range hit scan, right, where Lane and Starkey can focus on more of like the
close range.
The main characters that you play on most maps.
Like your Sojourns, your Tracers.
They play most of those, but Jacob takes up that Widow for when we need a more long-range double sniper kind of looks. And that's just an example. Clay plays Ryan, and if we need it on like certain maps as well. And Nelly is like mainly poke comp, right? As well, she'll play Mercy Break, that kind of stuff. But like everyone has specific roles on our team, even of those bench players. Obviously, we have our starters that have that, and I think the team just showing that they're willing to take the roles that the team needs, not necessarily ones that they want to a lot of the time. Because, Jacob probably didn't want to play flex support.
I
can't blame him.
Yeah. I don't think a DPS player, like especially taking that bigger role change, like playing DPS support, two really completely different roles. And so you're playing a role that you're technically not comfortable playing, so now you have to get comfortable on something else. So I definitely can tell that was probably going to be hard for him.
Yeah.
Like even for me, like I went from hard breach to support. Now it may not seem like a big role, but it's definitely bigger
because it completely changes your play style.
Oh
It's a hard adjustment. Yeah.
And definitely, like I said, I already play slow enough, and like I said, playing support, you have to you got to get a little more active on support because you're there to help your heart. You got to help your hard breach sometimes, but after you help the hard breach, you got to do something else now. You can't just sit there like a lump of what is it? Frog on a log on that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like you can't just act like
supporting in almost any game. I feel like is the difference between a good support and a great support is, outside of their main job role, how much value can they get out of every little thing, every little interaction. That's what support is just maximizing as much value as you can.
I would say in Overwatch, what differentiates like good and great support players is how much you kill people.
100%.
Your heals? Nah, I need to know if you can kill people.
All I'm saying is, for anyone, if you are masters or lower and you are bragging about your healing stat, you are doing something wrong, probably. Yeah. That is just.
Your 10K healing. I mean,
that's
really
cool.
Cool.
It kind of is real. It's kind of real. People don't know what to do about a flex support that actually is a third DPS.
Who like?
How do you think I just played Zen?
Like if I see some crazy Zen, like he's putting up 9, 10K healing, but if I see 4 or 5K damage out of this man, I'm gonna be like, brother, are you a DPS player or are you a support player?
While we're on the topic of talking about stats in Overwatch, do meaningful damage. Don't shoot tanks just to pad your stats. If you're a Zen and you get a body shot on a Tracer with Discord, that's infinitely more value than a headshot.
And that's why, personally,
unless they're like
I unironically would encourage anyone that is trying to genuinely climb through the ranks, disable your leaderboard. I legitimately think that is the best piece of advice ever, because if you focus on numbers do not equal value. Value is found in the things you do and the value you deny from the enemy team, specifically on support.
I also get quite hard boomed from looking at my teammates' leader.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
I don't blame
not a
you.
good right addition.
I do not blame you, because I definitely
seeing Billie Jean 454 0 and 7 just like it's not James Bond's fair.
Seeing the one in 8 Trumpzilla on my team on Watchpoint Gibraltar is not.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Listen, when you get folded by the Skyblaze,
I was not 1 in 8.
Yeah,
I was like 10 and 6. I had the most kills on my team.
This is the Duck Zone lore.
I do want to bring up a very special announcement though, from the deleted episode. Next Tuesday, we have a show match, Overwatch team versus Rainbow Six Siege team
in CS:GO. Man,
which will be live.
What a dub!
Live next Tuesday at 6:30 on the Southern Miss Twitch channel.
We will be getting very active.
So Skyblaze, tell me how you feel about your opponent. Now do keep in mind that as one of the Siege representatives, I will be taking everything you say quite literally.
Yeah. I really want you to take this personally. We're gonna stomp you guys.
Love that.
Josh,
I want to. Here's the thing.
Do you mind if I take this real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Josh, let me just tell you, you are the most washed CS player to ever touch the game. You understand me?
Oh,
You're gonna expose your fraudulent play style.
That's crazy.
It's just gonna be so free. We've been in the VOD dungeon, and guess what, Josh? Josh.
What?
We're not impressed.
You're not impressed.
We're not impressed.
My Gold Nova 1, I'm so sorry that you're not
We have
impressed.
determined you are Freelo.
I am
Yeah.
Freelo.
However,
I'm sorry.
I imagine being able to play ranked,
I'm
though.
sorry.
Imagine
However-
taking a 30-hour cooldown.
Yeah, I win too many ranked games in CS, so I can't get ranked. Because if I win too many ranked games, I get put on a temporary cooldown, aka they just ban me for 20 hours. So
Because you're winning too much.
yeah, I'm winning too much. Like, just give me
That's
LEM
just-
already, brother.
That's just the type of players we have on the Overwatch team that the game recognizes just pure talent when it sees it.
I mean, listen, Sam can tell you, this is not ego at all. I have to be probably like the greatest esports player, like in Mississippi.
Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
Be sure.
No
to-
ego, no ego.
That's
Be
cap.
sure. I'm just saying.
Pure confidence rooted in my skill.
Now, I will say before we talk more about this is
dead.
purely a show match where there will be.
Yeah.
Do not take everything we say seriously. Like I said, we love each other. I've known Sam. I've known
It is
Overwatch team.
consensual trash talk.
This is consensual trash talking.
Like, just let both sides, like, we've laid out a rule book where it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun match. The players, we're all friends with each other. Most of us play Pixelmon together on a server. so-
Chat will get active. I will
Yeah,
say
chat will get active.
Chat will be getting active.
the question marks, disease,
There
the
will be
easies.
there will be bits. There will be sick one taps. There will be some nutty strats.
I mean,
mean,
you really just have to be there to witness it.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a great
gonna
match.
be
the
great.
Siege
No
players.
matter what happens, really though, like it's going to be funny.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I am
It's gonna
looking
be
for.
fun. It's gonna be
And I just-
hilarious.
I just want to reiterate, like, Josh said it for the Siege team. The Overwatch team loves the Siege guys.
Love those guys.
We love them so much.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not saying they're
I know.
bad. Although I think Josh is a washed player, but I mean,
I'm
it's
playing
just-
CS:GO in 3 years.
Hey,
Now,
facts are facts.
This is where I say, I'm gonna plead the fifth of the coaching role because I have never played CS and never have had it downloaded. So you guys really do not want me on the server, but
But Sam will be, however, casting the
Yes.
game.
I will be
too.
casting. Yep.
And
Premier-
along with I'm
premier
Connor, which would be a
casting.
great Connor Fortnite, great
Yes,
casting
indeed.
duo. I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, tune in next Tuesday at 6:30
6:30.
live on the Southern
gonna be
Miss
hype.
channel. It's gonna be hype. But also
See
be
some-
sure, but I say be sure to tune in because we're gonna interview some of the other players and just see
Yeah, we're
their
gonna-
opinions.
We're excited.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
But Starkey, but my last thing I want to ask before I wrap things up, like I said, this being your last season. and you-
him Starkey?
Starkey. Oh my gosh.
That's so true. I was about to give you my best Starkey impression.
Eagles fly high. But Skyblaze, with this being your last semester, I know you didn't get to experience much of the Eagle Esports program, so I just want to know your thoughts of the program. How you feel. Like I said, since you didn't get to experience much from what you've seen so far this semester. I mean, how has the program, your team been treating you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I've experienced in the program has just been like the team because I've kind of kept to my own. I've put all my energy and focus into the team, but like I still come around here and like I've gotten to know some of the people. Some of the people hear me screaming and they decided they wanted to get to know me.
I mean, I hear someone screaming, I'll be like, I need to know that guy.
Yeah.
Who is
That's
you?
kind of
I mean-
how me and you met. Anyway.
I mean, that is very true. I remember my first conversation was like, you're really loud.
I
Hi,
think-
I'm Joshua. Nice to meet you.
I think
Nice to meet
our
you.
first conversation was actually probably in Denny's office, but
Oh yeah, coaches meeting probably.
yeah, when there was 3 coaches.
Yeah. Good times.
Different time.
Different
One of
time.
them was John.
Oh yeah,
era.
John
It
was
was me,
John
you,
was a
and
coach.
John,
Mhm.
who's our GA now. But
That's crazy.
But yeah,
Lore.
continue about your love for the program. How you
Yeah,
feel?
I mean, some of the great things about the program. I mean, we have a great Twitch stream. It's really great seeing your games get like streamed. I always watch the stream right after I come home from a game. Love like hearing the casting and stuff like that. I mean, we have a great facility. I had a friend from another esports program come in here,
Yeah,
and
shout out-
all he could talk about was how great our facility was, and it really is true. We're really lucky to have a great
Yeah.
facility. And then for the team, I mean, Overwatch has a great team environment. We're all good friends. We love playing. We some of us play for different reasons, but we all have come together and like, at this point I feel like it's like we play because we're friends and like we have a fun time.
yeah,
Even though we all hate Overwatch.
Oh, trust me, I think we all hate Overwatch sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I mean, If you talk to a competitive player and they don't say their game is horrible, I mean, are they really like playing the game?
Are you really playing the game?
You're not grinding.
You're not grinding.
You're not grinding hard enough if you don't hate your game. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I've had a deep hatred for Siege for a while now.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I hate my game, but hey, I still play for some reason. They're doing something right if I'm still
playing
playing the
Overwatch
game.
for like 2.5 years. I've hated Overwatch for like 6. So.
They're doing something right. You're still playing the game. They're doing something right. They must be doing something. Don't know what it is, but they're doing something.
I've
right.
hated Overwatch since 2016.
That's
I'm
so
still
true.
here.
So true.
But yeah, Skyblaze, any final words you want to give to the audience, Eagle Esports as a whole, and us?
Yeah, I think you really need to come three Thursdays from now when we'll be taking the NECC Challengers Atlantic Championship.
Woo!
Yeah.
Love that confidence.
Hard prediction. Very confident. I believe in my team. I believe in us. We're going to do great. Yeah, Eagles fly high.
Eagles fly high.
Yep.
And with that being said, Skyblaze, thank you so much
for
for doing
coming
this
on.
podcast.
Thanks for having me on.
I love having you on the podcast. I love getting an outside perspective on the teams, you know. But be sure to tune in next Monday because you never know who we're going to have next. You never know.
Never know.
Never know. It could be John himself. It could be David. It could be Chipper again.
That would be fun.
If Chipper get back at the podcast.
Yeah, we should probably not have a third Overwatch player.
Probably not. We need to
No,
get
I think you should interview the entire Overwatch team at once.
That would actually be so
that.
fun.
Actually, we will just have a round table.
Just
I will just.
have a 3-hour round table with Overwatch.
I will
Wait,
just
that
ask
would
the
actually
question. I will just ask the
Premier
question.
content.
We'll talk about this off stream.
We'll talk about this off screen. But thank y'all so much for watching part 2 of the Eagles Esports podcast.
Thank you.
The one
Thank
that
y'all.
got recorded.
The one that got recorded correctly
Hopefully.
this time.
Yep.
Be sure to follow us on our socials at USM Esports on Twitter. You can also follow at JMac1 on Twitter, at JuiceBoxHero_OW on Twitter. And where can they find you?
Skyblaze420 on Twitter.
Some
where I
hot
have
hot takes.
The hottest takes.
The hottest takes.
The hottest takes.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Southern Miss Esports to keep up with all your podcast episodes. And also be sure to listen to our podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. I know there's some Amazon podcast enjoyers out there. Yes.
Really?
Yes, there is.
Who?
There's crazy. I know.
Me. I'm a YouTube enjoyer.
Here's a YouTube enjoyer, but thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great Wednesday afternoon. Be sure to watch Overwatch.
Please record.
Please be sure to tune the
If we have to
Thursday.
do this a third time, we're going to be hard boomed.
Be sure to tune in Thursday for a Fisher JV match against USM
You have to do
live at 7 p.m. on the Twitch channel. Also be sure to tune into Rocket League this Friday against UH Yellow. And be sure to stay updated on all postseason information from USM Esports. And one final time, Southern Miss to the
Fly
top.
high.